problem, if you will, with this 1000 MP Mark V. So I think we finally rooted out the problem here and got it working. So I've been punishing this poor radio on the air for the last several days, and so far so good. So I think we might have actually finally gotten to the problem here. And yeah, Mark, I can hear it. I don't understand or hear the audio, but your signal's not strong enough for me to make out what Paul's talking about. I'm just struggling to hear you all. Honesty, the quality is kind of irrelevant at this point because I can barely copy you very well. But yeah, I can definitely tell when your amp kicks offline though, because I can't really hear you at all when that happens. So not really sure what's doing over there. But if you think you're too far out of whack, I can certainly go up higher in the band and just engage my tuner if you think that'll help at your end. Not really sure. Back to you, BE3GND here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would help, but I am just going to back off the drive. I do run a final compression for the radio. It's a final absolute hard limit. And I'm not getting a lot of compression out of it now, but it's hopefully now I've got it backed off quite a bit. It used to be distorted every once in a while. I just see a peak that looks a little high. I am running ALC, but the ALC is the ALC actually kicks in at about 15 to 20 watts drive maximum. It's a class AB1 amplifier, so it's the ALC is dependent on grid current, which should be 0. So at about 100 microamperes of grid current, this thing develops full ALC feedback, which is about as close to 0 as I think I can get it. Below 100 microamperes, the grid current monitor system it just doesn't really have a lot of sensitivity. But so we'll consider 100 microamperes as 0 on a Terra tube that can theoretically handle, I think, 14 watts of input on the grid. So I don't think it's an ALC problem. I know the exciter's not. The exciter's only generating 20 watts, so that should be an issue. So this just leaves the amplifier with the audio chain. The audio chain is developing some compression. And I could back it down, but can I lose? I'm not going to lose it. Anyway, I think we should get everything turned down now, so that should be okay. In fact, I'm going to turn down my input gain so that I can't possibly overdrive it. Hopefully my compression. But anyway, I appreciate it, Paul. I do. I should really spend more time operating sideband and get more familiar with my sideband station. And that's on me, I guess. And you sound great. Your audio sounds clean and natural. No processing like we AM geeks tend to do. So there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm going to take a whole bunch of my EQ out and see what you think. Now, to me that sounds boxy. If I get my EQ out, but maybe that sounds better to your ear. I don't know. And then 2K. KA2Q FX, back to you, Paul.
Yeah, KA2QFX and VE3GND ends at 2K. Okay, you did drop down quite a bit, but I still hear you quite well. And both you guys have a hell of a shack. Really looks good. And I'll turn the amplifier on if you're not hearing me good. Won't really give me a lot more signal, probably another S unit or two, but I just was playing around with my tone on the audio a little bit the last few days, and I came up with this that gives me a little bit of everything. Looks like everything's working good. I can certainly improve the signal if I have to, but I'm glad that it sounds good anyway. And Yeah, I don't know, Mark. It's okay. The audio's okay. I don't know what you're using for a transceiver, but it's interesting with that audio chain that you have. I think it's limiting you. I'm not sure if you really need it, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. But in these conditions, you need a little more punch to it. And I know you don't want to overdrive stuff, so you have to decide what works for you. And just was looking at something outside anyway. But I'm happy with the setup here. You both sound good. Bruce, your FT1000's doing a great job for you. Sounds really good here. Nice and clean. Good audio quality. Wouldn't mess with anything there. And Mark, you need to do a little work with your audio. That's all I can say. But it's not bad. You need to give it a little more mid-range. And it just kind of sounds like this a little bit when you talk. You push the peaks and stuff, so what's squashing it, I'm not sure. And you're trying to watch the ALC. I'm going to look at mine as we speak right now. And mine's running about, just about 80 or 90%. So anyway, like I said, if you guys aren't hearing me, I'll turn the amp on and I can get more signal, a couple less units. But Barefoot's pretty good. Anyway, I'll pass it up to Bruce, VE3GND with KA2QX. A nice bunch of guys. November Zulu 2 kilowatt. Paul here in Hillsdale, New Jersey. I'm 15 miles north and west of New York City in what we call Vigan County. Anyway, I gotta say that. And New Hampshire. You must be having a nice time up there, Mark. Just looking about moving up into New Hampshire, but just passing thought. Anyway, lots of questions to be answered before I move out of this hellhole here. Go ahead, Bruce.
Roger that. Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. Unfortunately, I've all but lost Mark on his last transmission, but I can definitely copy you pretty well. I think it might benefit just get you a little bit above some of the weather events that are around. Maybe I hear a lot of big static crashes, so I don't know. Maybe there's some lightning I'm picking up from somewhere, but pretty much can copy you without much issue, Paul. And yeah, very good on thinking about moving to New York or New Jersey. I understand that. It is nice to escape to the country, if you will. That's what my wife and I did about 6 years ago. We moved out of Denver, Colorado, where it just got to be so many people. Oh my God, it was just, you get overrun, right? And so we moved up here to kind of the middle of nowhere in Ontario and been enjoying life ever since. Mark, you still able to copy me, or am I dropped down completely so bad you can't hear me anymore? VE3GND here, over.
Yep. What did I do? Let's see. I took the limiting out. I didn't take the EQ out. Boy, I touched too many knobs is what I did. Oh my God. Yay, 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 yay. Yeah, I touched too many knobs. And everything, yeah. It's all out of whack here. I think we should be able to align this again. Very hard to, I'm running an 870, Kenwood TS 870, and that replaced my 830. And I got a transmit EQ on here that I've never used. I could try that. I don't know. That sounds lousy to me. I'll leave it the way it was. I did put a little bit more mid-range in there for you. Hopefully that's a little better. I took out some of the really low bass that we liked on AM. Anyway, so much for radio. And very good on the Hillsdale. I grew up in Staten Island, New York, actually. And I lived there, well, till I was 20. Then I got married and moved to Brooklyn. I lived there till I was 40. And let me tell you, I like Staten Island a hell of a lot better. But, you know, life is what it is. And we left Staten Island, we headed north, and we never looked back. And the only thing I miss about the New York metro area is the food. The food was phenomenal. You will not find food like that. I don't think anywhere in the world. At least not that wide a variety of good food. And but be that as it may, yeah, we moved to Connecticut for a while, and then we finally moved to New Hampshire. We absolutely love it up here. And I'm a bit of a hands-on guy, a craft person, and engineer, machinist. And there's a lot of people like that up here. There's a lot of motorcycles, a lot of amateur radio, a lot of that kind of activity, homespun, crafty people. And we love it up here. Love everything about it. I think taxes are what they are, and no matter where you go. Some obviously are far worse. California and Massachusetts, to name a few, but we like it up here. And someone recently told me that New Hampshire is often referred to as the Texas of the Northeast. And quite frankly, I don't think we're anywhere near that red. At best, we might be a little bit of a purple state, but, be that as it may. The last time I was down your way, I had to go for my mom's funeral, actually. And we came down through New Jersey, and I came down Route 17. And I just could not believe how crowded it was, how just the population density was just astounding me. I left in 1997. We used to run over to New Jersey to go shopping. We used to go up to the mall in Bergen County, Short Hills, and all that way. And, my God, what a difference. When I went back in 2012. Anyway. But I digress. So anyway, New Hampshire, I highly recommend it. And if you're looking for municipal services to be paid for by the government, like dog parks and such things, sidewalks and street lights, you can stay in Boston, whatever. But other than that, we like New Hampshire. So there you go. Always welcome to always have the new free stater, as they call it. There's a whole free state movement. I'm really not into it, but I get it. I do get it. And I'm still hearing you. There's a lot of USB up there, Bruce. Like I said, very little to no signal strength here, but still quite readable, 100%. NZ2K and right, okay. Victor Echo 3, GND, this is KA2QFX.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for being candid. It is a place we're looking, and I am looking seriously. At $14,000 for a third of an acre, 0.23 acres, and people doing what they're doing around here, and an $80 million school that you just put together, and the town paying for it, and having a good school system to begin with, and then just getting rid of it all. Well, it's time to go. So I'm glad the audio's good. Like I said, I can certainly turn more power on if I need to, but it sounds like I'm coming through okay, and that's good. A little bit of noise on the fan today, and got that hazy, lazy 95-degree temperature here today. And yes, Staten Island's a great place. Matter of fact, they had somebody steal a Department of Transportation guy's vehicle and ran it right through somebody's house, and they, I don't know, it was about 10 miles away from where it was, but it showed a car into someone's house. It's one of those small little boxy cars anyway. It was just in the news. So, and Bruce, you've got a very good signal here, no problem copying you at all, and you both sound good. Mark, don't mess with it. It sounds good the way you got it set. Your audio sounds better with mid-range in it, and depending what mic you're running, I know the Kenwoods are very picky about audio. If there's some crap getting back in or ARF getting back in, it'll make your audio sound a little pinchy. But it sounded better with what you just had, but it still had that jump like this a couple times when you hit the peaks. So maybe not that bad anyway. And, yeah, oh, so that's how we can entice you back down here. We'll get you some nice cheesesteaks and pizza and a couple of other things. Oh, I see how this works. I hear the same thing from a lot of people up there. That the food just isn't as tasty. I don't know. Anyway. It's nice having everything here, but I don't care about sidewalks, street lights. I don't care about, just care about having a house. And it's more than 40 feet away from the neighbors. You know, I want to have some distance, and the neighbor's not allowed to take the dog and walk it on your yard or your quote-unquote easement and let it take a crap. Or someone coming around and just digging up part of your yard and saying they're a surveyor, and the town not caring about it. It's just courtesy anyway. But that's the story. And let's see, I'll turn it up to you, Bruce. Wow. Colorado. I thought about Colorado, but the answer is no. It's not going to move there. Back to you. VE3GND ends at 2K. If I'm starting to fade, I'll fire up the cookie box.
Yeah, Paul, you were fading on me a little bit. You were hanging in there pretty good till right about the end. This is VE3GND. Fine business all around. Yeah, Mark, I really am still very much struggling to copy you, unfortunately. But, Paul, I do copy you fairly well. And, yeah, I like Colorado a lot because I'm a big snowboarder. So, that was my thing. You know, I love to go up into the mountains and just tear up that powder. But all good things must come to an end, I suppose. So we ended up moving out of there. But I'd lived there for about 15 years. Anyway, what was I going to say to you? So anyway, moving out of the city ended up ultimately being quite a good decision for us. And it was a little rough, as you mentioned, about finding a school district that is, what's the word I'm looking for, I guess, acceptable to send your child to. So my son just graduated from high school this year, so he's going to be going off to the University of Toronto. So we don't have to worry about that anymore, but he appeared to have gotten a good enough education if he got accepted there, because that's one of the primo universities that you can get accepted to in these parts. So congratulations to him over there. And, Yes, when we moved, I was a suburban guy, if you will. So I know what you mean, where you just got no room to breathe. But now I'm on 3 acres of waterfront property as well. So we have a nice beach, dock, and quite a lot of hiking trails we've put on our land. It's very heavily wooded, deep forest, really. So when you go out there, even in the middle of the day, you can, you're in 100% shade, you know? It's a little buggy because of that, but that is the way it goes. Can't have everything, right? But it's worked out quite nice for us to keep our ski boat back there and keep my sailboat just launched up on the beach. And yeah, it's quite pleasant, so very relaxing. And a lot of room to spread out with the antennas, so that's your thing too. You can got a lot of room to run stuff through the trees or whatever you need to do, you know. Turn it up to you, Mark. This is Vector Echo 3, Golf November Delta. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bruce. And in fact, I think I heard a carrier tuning up there. I'm going to make this my last transmission. The QSB is starting to take you out to where I cannot hear you. I did get 99% of that last transmission, but at the very end, I think I lost you. And you're probably losing me. And Paul, very nice to make your acquaintance. Bruce, I'll be in touch. Let me know if anything else comes up. And, you know, maybe we can do this again, and maybe I can figure out how to operate my station on sideband. That would be novel. I think I will probably take some time on a dummy load to and try and figure that out. And I do have a number of limitations here that I need to get in line. So my ALC chip point, my audio drive, peak levels, and all of that should all be somewhere similar, and I don't think they are. I think they're all out of whack. So, anyway, I appreciate you jumping in there, Paul, and I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'll listen out for any final from Bruce, but I'm going to say 73 and go put my new barbecue grill together, which arrived yesterday, so before it gets too hot. And yeah, New Hampshire's great. We got 5 acres on what used to be an orchard, and we love it. So I'm going to say 73 and listen out. KA2QFX with NZ2K in New Jersey. The 3DND in Ontario's KA2QFX in New Hampshire saying good morning.
Yeah, okay. I turned the amp on, so maybe you hear me a little bit better. I'm not sure. VE3GND and KA2QFX NZ2K. Very good. Well, anyway, you both sounding really good here. Yeah, a little bit of QSB, but still probably could stretch it for quite some time. Got good ears on the radio. Now that's what I'm talking about. 3 acres. Woo! And, yeah. Anyway, taxes, like you said, Mark, are what they are. And Bruce, glad you moved up to Ontario. I don't know if they call it Toronto or Toronto. I was up there. I was amazed in 1997. I went up there, up to Toronto and Sarnia and Brampton, and all the people hanging out by the Blue Jays home stadium there. Anyway. But anyway, I guess I'll get out of here too, and hopefully you hear me a little bit better. That's all that matters, that I'm, making noise and being heard a little bit more. So anyway, good to run into you guys. I'll log into our set and look for you soon. Got allergies on board here today too, but yeah, very good to meet you, Bruce. You sound good. I'm jealous with the dock and the waterways and everything else there, and I guess you're a dual citizen now. Anyway, that's interesting. Or maybe just, I don't know how that works, but that's 1,000,001 questions. I noticed lately a lot of the people up there, there's not a lot of amps on from here anyway. but that's the story. Up there, I don't hear very many Canadian stations. And just on a quick break, guys, let me see. I'll pass it to Bruce. And Mark, don't be so hard on yourself. Your audio sounds good now. Now that you made those changes, you're right in the ballpark. I'm not very good with AM. I don't know if I'd run this thing on AM with the amp and stuff. But this is just a BLA 350 HF amp from Arnhem, Italy, 120 volts. Probably at 220 here would be a little more efficient, but anyway, that's the story. So let me pass it up to Bruce, VE3GND with KA2QFX signing. I'll probably go a couple more here, and then I'll get out of here too. Go ahead, Bruce. Did that help at all with the power?
A little bit, honestly. I think it's just as the day wears on here, you're just playing the natural order of the day. So, yeah, I can hear you well enough. Like I said, it's pretty good. But I'm gonna go QRT here as well. My dog is just howling at me to go. I've been threatening to take her out here for the past hour, and I still haven't. So I really need to get her out. But to answer your only question about it is, I'm not actually a dual citizen per se. I'm a U.S. citizen. My wife is a dual citizen, and so when we moved up to Canada, I just applied for my permanent residence, and of course I have it. So I'm a permanent resident of Canada, but I am a citizen of the U.S. So the only stipulation that I have to keep my PR status is I just have to live in Canada 2 out of 5 years. In like any 5-year block, I just have to live here 2 of those years. And the reason they want you to do that is so you're not just mooching off the free healthcare system here, So, but I live here year-rounder. Once I moved here, that was it. I haven't left Canada, I think, for more than 2 or 3 days to zip down to New York and visit some family since I moved here. So I'm very much so rooted, if you will. Anyway, I'm going to bail here as well. Mark, thanks for the chat, and great to talk to you, great to meet you, and I always appreciate all the help you gave me getting this radio going. And Paul, it's been a pleasure to meet you as well. I don't know if you probably don't know. I don't think you were on board when I was talking to Mark, but my primary function here is CW, so that's why you don't hear me ever on sideband, because I'm never really on sideband. I am very much a CW guy, pretty much all the way. But I do like to pick up the microphone once in a while and chat here and there, but CW is definitely my preferred mode. Anyway, you guys, thanks for the Q-Sos this morning. Much appreciated it. And we'll talk to you all very soon. 7-3 all around, Mark and Paul. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Victor Echo 3, Golf, November, Delta. I'll declare on your final.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say 73. I didn't quite get 70% of the Bruce's last transmission. So anyway, we're picking a good time. All right, 3073, gentlemen, and Bruce, I'll be in touch. We'll see you down the line. Maybe we'll do this again here or another band or who knows what. But I enjoyed it. So take care, and 73, gentlemen. KA2QFX.
Okay, I got one thing for each one of you. QFX, I'd love to try AM with you. I'm not great at it, but would love to try it. Bruce, I'm ready to work you on CW. I'm good for 18 to 25 words a minute. I like rag chewing on CW, so if any of you two ever want to get on, just send me an email or something. I'm good on Gmail. Look me up on QRZ. Thanks for sharing your information there, Bruce. Sounds like you got it good. I spend about $14,000 to $16,000 a year for Medicare between me and my wife too. So I'm spending a lot of money to live here, and then a lot of money to have some sort of stupid medical coverage that really doesn't mean anything, and they just suck you dry here. So anyway, I'll catch you all later. I'm going to get out of here and say 73. So KA2QFX Mark. Bruce said adios. He'll talk to you soon. VE3GND Bruce, you sound good. Yeah, the amplifier will keep me in the game for a little while longer, but we're fighting a losing battle as the QSB comes in and the band closes down. So if anybody has anything to say, I'll listen out just for a little bit more. But if not, I'm going to clear out and say 7-3. KA2QFX and VE3GND, I'll throw it up for grabs. If not, I'm going to listen out and I'll sign off here at this point in time. And 2K.
Examiner can't believe it, but they don't like it. But they'd like me to be wearing glasses. I don't need the bloody things. I built the last aircraft I have that I'm flying now. I built it myself there, Wayne. I'm really enjoyed that. I am licensed aeronautic and mobile as well.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, you're doing good. You sound good. Everything's good, and your radio's working good. Okay, well, be up all day and all night talking about whatever, but it was a pleasure talking to you. I don't get on and just say you're 5'9", see ya. Lots of guys, that's all they, how many contacts do you get today? I've had so many contacts in boxes and boxes of QSL cards. When I moved here 6 years ago, I dumped everything. I dumped it all in the recycle and the dump, and that was the end of that. But I got a lot of logbooks on QRZ. But yeah, still a few since I got here, as a matter of fact. But anyway, those days are over. Chase at the X don't mean too much anymore.
Okay, very good there, Wayne, very good. I enjoy contact like this where we have a chance where we can discuss a few things, and next time I meet you, I know a little bit about Q, and we'll have another even better one the next time. So thank you very much for spending the time with me and not doing one of those 5'9" Shores things, which is the way it's gone these days. Wayne 73, the very best wishes. Have a great evening over there. Best wishes tomorrow, and I hope I see you very soon again on the band, Wayne. And go DX. CWT, thank you so much for the contact. The guys here will see you signing.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Well, we're on every day, every morning, our time about 6:30 till about 10 o'clock. That's our time, Eastern time. 7111. Every day, a group of us from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Ontario, Quebec, all around the eastern part of Canada, within 1,000 miles or so. Anyway, we're on there every day. So, and we get guys coming in from Ireland once in a while. Guys coming in from Japan. In the mornings, around 8:30 in the morning, our time. So I don't know what time they, I guess it'd be 12:30 your time, something like that. 12:30, 1 o'clock, or 12:30, 1 o'clock. Why would I say half? Oh, half. Newfoundland. 12:30, you'd be 1:30, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so we're, I don't know what conditions are like over there. But anyway, if you ever look in there or hear me on again, no problem, give me a call. EI0, Charlie Lima from Victor Echo 9, Charlie Whiskey Tango on the East Coast.
Okay, well, you know, I logged that number. I logged that number to 7111 at a lot of time. And I have a shot there from time to time. I'll see we catch up with you guys there. But I have no problem working the States on Canada in the morning. Not at all. I can do it very, very easily. So 73, I call in some morning and I'll surprise you. We catch you soon again. Thank you for that information, Wayne. Very best wishes again. Never bye now.
Well, just give a holler for me. All the guys on there know me, so don't be afraid. They're all a good bunch of guys. They don't come on and say, "Oh, you're not here," or "You're not supposed to be here." Other than Americans, we've moved down there to get away. I shouldn't say it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, okay, 7-3 for now. Talk to you later. 9 CWC.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's only to expand that. At 73, very best wishes for mine now. Bye-bye. This is Echo India 0, Charlie Lima, just listening to frequency. Yeah, 0 Sierra calling CQDX. CQDX. Echo India 0, Charlie Lima, calling CQDX on 20 meters and listening. Shaquito, something else to ask, all right, go ahead. Okay, man. Okay, we have you. I'll bring the beam back again. I had started to move it. Japan 2 FMI. Echo India 0, Charlie, give me your Q5. I give you a report when you go back because I'd moved the beam. It was already moving towards up towards north, and I was going to bring it around towards Japan, but I brought it back again out to where it was. And the name here is Michael. I'm on the Atlantic coast of Ireland. You're definitely going to be a good signal. KG2AM. The I0, Charlie Lima, over. Okay, very good, very good. With about a 5-6 now with me with the beam back on you, about a 56. But I may not have it exactly on you. I'm beaming now at 299, call it 300 degrees. And I'm back to that now. When you called me, I had got up there to about 330, and I still heard you, so that will tell you you're a very nice signal indeed. Just logging you in here now at 5207 my side, locally. I don't have the name. We may well have worked before. I'm on the Atlantic coast here, County Galway, pointing a 12 element, long periodic in your direction there. It's up at 75 feet, about 1.5 gallons there, and running green mode. KG2 AM, PI 0 over. Okay, very good. Well, you'd be very interested to hear that I'm not running the 7760 this evening. Now I'm running the 7610. I am running a 7300 Mark II. A 7300 Mark II into an ACOM linear and into the log periodic. That's what I'm running this evening. Give me the name of the next one just for my log. But you're sounding absolutely fantastic. And the thing I would say to you, and you know it anyway, I don't hear any bad 7300. They all sound great, alright? Very good. What is the name? What is the name, over?
The name is Jose. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jose. Muy bueno. Yeah, muchas gracias para tu llamo there. Yeah, I got that. Right, you probably have an Espanol or whatever. I'm sure you have with that name. But anyway, yeah, Jose, it's lovely to hear you and a great signal from that 7300. I don't know what you got behind it. You didn't tell me about the antenna. And it's doing an absolutely fabulous job coming in here. I'm on the Atlantic coast of Ireland here, the county area. The local area is Galway, Gulf, Alpha, Lima, Whiskey, Alpha, Yankee, Galway. I'm out in the countryside myself. And the station is a bit further out in the countryside. They're running a fiber optic line to the station, about 25 kilometers away, and using a wire guard VPN to get down there to the station. KQ2 AM, the I0CN, over. Very good, very good, very good. Well, you're doing well to get out of there in a big city area. And once you're anywhere in the periphery of a big city, I think getting any kind of a big decent antenna up becomes more and more difficult because of big up areas. There's no doubt about that. I think guys who can manage to get out of these big cities, they just do like yourself, do a fantastic job. Over. Yeah, well, you're up at the 7 now. You're 5.6 to 5.7. And the audio is just like you're sitting beside me here. You know, I could close my eyes, not look at the S meter, say you're 5 and 9, over. Ok, muy bueno, José. Muchas gracias por el contacto. 33 de Irlanda. Hasta la vista.
Zero Charlie Lima, kilowatt 4.
Kilowatt Washington, Michael.
PD, Michael, over.
Okay, K4JBD. A few stations called, but I'm nearly sure I got that one right. K4JBD. Go ahead, over.
It's K4 Japan, Portugal, Delta. K4 Japan, Papa Delta. Steve in Georgia. Hey, Michael, just wanted to pop in and say hello to you. Wish you the best of the day and the evening time there. And always a pleasure to hear you on the band. Beautiful signal here, about 20 to 30 over 9. EI0CL, K4JPD.
Okay, not a problem there. I missed the name, but I know you're in Georgia, and I got the call corrected to K4 Juliet Papa Delta, so I have that 100%. You're 5 and 9 here. You're solid as 9 out of Georgia. I have a great friend over there, W2 Victor Papa, W2VP, John. We work a lot on the 80-meter and the 40-meter band in the wintertime. As soon as the darkness stretches across between our two countries, but of course that doesn't happen these days, except in the very middle of the night. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening over here. I'm at 21 centigrade here. The light is just beginning to fade slightly. It's 2212 over here, 22 decibel 12. Very remote, 12 element long periodic antenna towards you there. The Tennyline, up to 75 feet, 36-foot boom, and about 1.5 gallons of bed. K4JPD, the I0CN, over.
Okay, very good. Beautiful copy. Great audio and good signal there, Mike. And like I say, I've been listening earlier. EI0CL from Steve, K4JPD in the state of Georgia. Very, very good. You're steady at 20 over 9. I'm using my backup rig today. I thought if I turned it on, I haven't had it on for several months. I'm on a Yaesu FTDX 5000, and we're running barefoot, Michael, about 200 watts. And my normal everyday rig is the Diacom 7760. But today thought I would use the Yaesu radio instead. Other than that, we're feeding the 200 watts into 5 over 5 stacked Yankee. The top antenna's at 100 foot, and the bottom antenna's at 50 foot, Michael. And it's hot here in Georgia. The temperature probably close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. EI0CL, K4JPD, over.
Okay, very good. Before I go back to all that, just give me a quick break on the name, over.
Steve, S-T-E-V-E, Steve, Michael.
Gotcha, Steve. Yeah, okay. Well, I tell you, that 5 over 5 is doing one hell of a job. You've got quite a bit of gain on that. And at a great height, too. There's no question about that. You've got it nicely done there. Quite a spread between the two antennas, between the 5 over 5 and 50 watts. Is tremendous. And with just 200 watts, you're getting about 3 or 4 or 5 dB over on the peaks. That's an awful lot of power, an awful lot of microvolts coming over here from you. via the, I honestly, it's just tremendous. It's hard to believe it. That is all you're running. It's just tremendous. I have about allegedly 7 to 9 dB in this one. I'm just on this frequency only. It's the best frequency for it, of course. And just amazing things. I mean, the best season I've worked this evening by far. Just sit back and enjoy it. It's fantastic. So great signal out of Georgia there, Steve. Great signal. And the temperature, by golly, that is warm. That is warm. Of course, you're earlier the day that we are. We were up here at 28 degrees centigrade, whatever the heck that is. Fahrenheit, I don't know. Multiply by 5, multiply by 9, multiply by 5, divide by at 32. But I'm not quick enough to do it without my computer or my calculator, none of which are in front of me. So there you go. I'm running remote. Station's a bit away from me. Out of the sticks, further out of the sticks than I am, and I'm out of the sticks. Running fiber optic cables and running a VPN to connect. So that's how I'm doing it. And I come, believe it or not, 7300 Mark II. It's new to me. I have a 7610 in the cabin. I have a 7760 in the cabin. I have a pair of these 7300 Mark IIs, and I decided to change over to these. In fact, what I'm doing, believe it or not, is I'm getting rid of a couple of 7610s and two 7760s. I'm going 100% with the 7300 Mark II on 5 different remote locations over the next couple of weeks. Because, to be honest with you, in the remote, I cannot see any difference. And I've been years and years of this. I actually cannot see any difference at all. So I decided to put the money in my pocket, deploy the 7300s, pull the 7610s out of the remote, and the two 7760s, and take whatever I get for them. And I don't know, go off to Sardinia in January or in September, and things like that, you know. Blowing in other directions there. Even when you're young, you're just a young lad, half-life. K4KPD, EI0CN, over.
Okay, well, wow, what a nice setup for Michael. EI0CL, K4KPD. Yeah, if you look me up on QRZ, you'll see pictures of the antennas and the towers. I've got two towers. One's 125 foot high, and the other one's at 190 foot. I was saying you're switching before. I've just got two. I can stack 3 5 elements and form them all extra at 170 over 100 over 50. But right now I only have the bottom two, the one at 100 foot and the one at 50 foot. Or I'm pointing at you. I'm running both of those stacked, and I can throw one switch. And now I'm on the. This is a 5 element at 170 foot, just a single 5 element. And then that's back to the stack 5 over 5 at 100 over 50 foot. Lots of fun playing with the antennas and stuff, Michael. Yeah, and I'm in my 66th year of ham radio, same age as you. And I think I've got about 100,000 QSOs in my computer log that I started in the mid-1990s. So we've always been active, Michael, and I know you have as well. I'm sure we'll see you on 80 meters where we're active down there. We had a 3 element 80 meter Yankee at 170 feet, but I took it down a couple of years ago and changed it into a rotary dipole and raised it up to 190 foot, and it worked well. There's just not enough activity up there to continue fighting the 3 element Yankee. I had the M-squared 3 element Yankee at 170, and it was up for about 10 years. I haven't missed it. I went to the rotary dipole and made my own rotary dipole. It's almost full size. I think the one element is about 115, 120 foot. So that's a scoop on that, Michael. I'll scoot out of the way at 5:18 in the evening here, and yeah, the way I always do it, to go Celsius to Fahrenheit is double your temperature and add 30. And of course, when I come the other way, Well, my temperature and yours is subtract 30 divided by 2. And that gets close enough, I guess, for government work. Thank you, Michael. You have a delightful evening. Always a pleasure. EI0CL, K4JVD.
Very good. Beautiful copy there, Steve. And I rolled down to you. I brought up your QRZ, K4JPD. Yeah, zero. You know where I stopped with a photograph of you and your XYL, I think it is there. Down lower down in all those pictures, and I stopped there. That's the nicest picture on your whole page, over.
You can print it out and use it in the bottom of the bird cage, over.
Oh yeah. She's a beautiful woman. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Well, it just shows you good taste, over.
Yeah, well, very good. Yeah, her name is KC. KC, the initials K and C. And she's an outdoor person. We ride motorcycles together. We've been all over North America on motorcycles and enjoyed a lot. She loves riding the motorcycles. We're planning a big trip going down, riding across Mexico in November. So we'll be gone down there for a pretty good while. And then we're heading down to the Southern Caribbean in January for about maybe a couple of weeks. We get out and move around a little bit, Michael, over.
Very well. I'm just looking at the strength of her arms there, you know. I mean, she's no weakling. You can see it. She's got quite a bit of power. And only a woman that is active and exercising and, riding motorcycles or maybe horses or quite active has, features like that. Because a lot of women, you say these days, quite honestly, when you look at the arms and the power of the shoulders and that, it just doesn't exist, over.
Oh, yeah, I totally hear you and understand you and agree. What's that, the Rolling Stone gathers no moss. She's very active. She walks a section walking the Appalachian Trail. That's 2,200 miles or something like that. And she'll go up and hike for 3 or 4 or 5 days on the Appalachian Trail. She goes with a nephew. I've had enough hiking when I was in the Army. But she'll go up with her nephew, and they'll hike the Appalachian Trail and maybe go for 3 or 4 days on the trail and mark it down in the book and come off. And they'll go every year in October for a week or two hiking on the Appalachian Trail. She absolutely loves to hike. She goes every day hiking somewhere, Michael, over.
Oh yeah, you can see it there. Yeah, my own XYL is a bit similar, not younger than me, but very similar. There are plenty of power, and I admire that about her. She swims a lot, walks a lot, sails with me, flies with me, and stuff like that, and just active, very active. And that's what it takes. We do a lot of work in the mountains and stuff like that, a huge amount of it. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's very nice to see that. I look at the towers when I see a couple of you guys up there on the tower. Yeah, 2 of you. And I'm the same as the photographs of me on the tower. It's nice to see that. I should sign my towers. I intend to keep doing it. Carefully, of course. But nothing like it. And, if you're seriously into experimental radio, which we call it here, I don't know what you call it, ham radio, not amateur, ham radio maybe. If you're seriously into it, you have to believe in your antenna, because so many people, and you know it, Steve, spend $1 million in the shack, and $10 on the bloody antenna.
Yeah, that's been over and over again over the years, and at some point, probably somewhere in there, I learned the hard way. Probably spent too much time looking at radios, not enough time looking at antennas. But we're actually, Michael, just one last thing about the antennas. 2 QTHs back. I'm on 8 acres now. I'm on 8 acres of land. I don't know what that converts into hectares. I think is your measurement, but anyway, I'm on 8 acres of land. But 2 houses back, I only had 5 acres of land, but I had 8 towers and 24 HF Yankees on 8 towers. So I've had plenty of antennas in my life, Michael, over.
Oh yeah, well that's the way to do it, I think. I've been in radio all my life. It's been my business, it's been my business as well as a pursuit of excellence in experimental radio. But it's been my business all my life, and we had just so many sites all over the island here for transmission for radio for everything under the sun. But yeah, I just like to see what you do. I have the same as you. I have a 10-acre antenna farm, really, here at the location that the system is on. And a bit away from me. I sold most of my business off, but I've 2 sites left that I held on to because I wanted to use them remotely for receiving purposes only. So I've north of me about 70 kilometers to the north. I have 5,000-footer beverages there and 1 receiver on that, and I use an ACOM 10-way switch controlled over the internet just to listen when I have problems. It's mainly used for low frequency. South of me, a place called County Kerry, about the same distance out. I have another site with almost identical stuff on it and a couple of rotatable antennas, and it just is a very, very interesting to be able to do this kind of thing. And I think we're both very, very lucky men that we have the space, the antennas. I mean, okay, a few dollars to do the job as well, and the dedication of the interest to do it. And it cuts you out, it cuts the man away from the boys there. It's like the Harley Davidson, the great big lump of a bike, or something like with 50cc trying to beat him on a corner. There's no contest at all. And I think it all comes down to just that there, right? If you have the hardware up there in the sky, it almost doesn't matter what you're doing after that. If you've got the hardware in the sky, you're going to do the business, all right?
Yep, I agree. Yep, you and I are on the same page, totally on that, Michael. Well, it's lots of fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. I do all modes and pretty active on all bands from 160 through 6 meters. Always looking for another pile-up, always looking for another contact, always looking for another beautiful QSO like this one, Michael. All right, I'm going to go out back and visit with my wife, and thank you very much. I'll tell her I'll relay your compliments to her. And you have a wonderful evening there, my friend, and I look forward to our next conversation. And thank you again for the very nice conversation. EI0 Charlie Lima, K4JPD.
Yes, okay, not a problem there, Steve. But I let you run. I say 7-3 to you. I hope I catch you before too long again on the bands there, especially when we come to the winter time. We might catch you on the lower frequency, especially 60 meters. I'm a very, very big advocate of 60 meters or 5 megs in the winter time. 80 meters, of course, 40 as well, 160. I go down to 500 kc and 137. So for sure we'll bump into each other again there, hopefully throughout the winter, Steve. 73, very best wishes. Have a great evening. Thanks for the content. I know you're a lovely XY, and I will see you soon. K4JPD, the I0 sales planning. Cheers, Steve.
That's cheerio, buddy. We'll see you again. And thanks for all the information about, I read about your RZN page about your former business and your activities there. I worked for 2 careers. One was in broadcasting, and I built broadcast transmitters for a company. And we sold all over the world. Broadcast transmitters, AM, FM, and shortwave. And then my second job, my second career, was with a company out of Canada called Data Radio out of Montreal, Canada. And we made high-speed telemetry back before a lot of people got into it. Matter of fact, you might say we were one of the pioneers in high-speed mobile telemetry and fixed SCADA systems. So Data Radio, they sold out. When they sold out, I said, okay, I'm hanging up my head and I'm calling it quits. We've enjoyed being retired now for about 10 years. Take care, my friend. Always a pleasure. EI0 Charlie Lima, K4JPD. See you.
Okay, Steve, got all that. We'll chat about that the next time we speak. We'll chat about that because I was very, very into similar things. I worked with Vitron, think tech, people like that, on square wave decoding, all that kind of stuff. And been over the IWCE a few times, conferences over there in Las Vegas and so on. We'll chat about that again, Steve. 73 for now. Thank you so much for a very, very nice contact. And you're one of the kind of a guy I want to meet on the band there with the knowledge with the enthusiasm and with the system needed to do the job. And that's what it just comes down to at the end of the day. You know how to do it, you got it up there, and it's doing the business, and that's what we want. People tell you the band is dead these days sometimes. You know, the band is not dead. The antennas are no good, that's what's wrong. And there's so many lower antennas out there these days with strange names on them, you know, and somebody says, oh, I'm running a blah, 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 blah antenna, and you actually scratch your what the heck is that? K4JPD, the I0CL, cheerio, buddy.
CI0CL, Whiskey 6, Kilowatt Whiskey. Thank you.
Okay, there's a Whiskey 6 in there. There's a Whiskey 6 in there. I imagine from the sound of the signal on the West Coast. If you want to go right ahead, old man, over.
EI0CL, Washington 6, Kilowatt Washington. Do you copy, Mike? Over?
Yes, I do. Not a problem there. You're absolutely true. Private. It was an S7. My name is Mike, and you got that on the Atlantic coast of Ireland, over.
Yeah, okay, Michael. I'm in Georgia, Michael. My name is Peter, Panama Echo Tango Echo Radio. I'm about 50, 60 miles northeast of Atlanta. And I was listening to you. I used to have a 3-element Yagi on 80 meters as well from the West Coast. It was at 165 feet, homebrew. This is a homebrew 5-element Yagi antenna. EI0CL W6KW.
Okay, Peter, very good. Let me just go back to my watch this. Yeah, okay, just to put my linear back up on the screen here. I'm running remote Whiskey 6 Kilowatt Whiskey. I go into your 0 Charlie Lima, no problem, Peter. Well, this is not homebrew. This is a 12-element log I'm running right now. But I have a 5-element Yagi homebrew home design on 80 meters here at 75 feet. Not as high as yours, as you had it. I got an element on 40 on the same boom interspace of the same boom. I have a 3-element 60 on the same boom interspace again. All of them are pointing in the one direction. They're all between two of my 3 towers. So they're pointing exactly at Cape Cod on it here, which is about 280 or 280. And they give me fantastic results and reports there all the time. Front, back, sideways, it's amazing what they do. Of course, in the hours of darkness, they're very, very direct killer. But in the daylight hours, they're not so direct killer, of course. They're not shrouded overhead, so they go all over the place. Depending on the amount of push that you give the RF going into them, of course, as well. Now, there you go, Peter. We're doing a hell of a job with the 5-element. It's doing a super job here to the Atlantic coast. I'm about 13 miles inland from the coast here, on the coast of Galway, County Galway, midway along the Atlantic coast of Ireland. My station is a bit away from me, so I'm using a VPN, fiber optic down to it. And the radio, the cheapest radio I can get my hands on with an internal server is the ICOM 7300 Mark II. I have more expensive ICOMs in the radio channel, but this is one that I'm deploying now and taking out the more expensive ones and selling them off because I don't need them. And I'm finding it fantastic. The linear is an ACOM, 2020 solid state linear. The 2 kilowatt linear running at low power. And the antenna, the aforementioned antenna, well, you know what it is. It's the 12-element, the T12 on a 36-foot boom, Peter, at 75 feet. Whiskey 6 kilowatt whiskey in Georgia. And a very good friend there called W2VP John, EI0CL, over.
Yes, fine business, Mike. EI0CL W6KW. I was listening to you and K4JPD for a little bit because I knew he had a 3-element Yagi on 80, but I learned just now that he took it down a while back. Well, very fine. I'm also on 40 quite a bit, Michael, and I have a 4-element Yagi on 40 meters, but it's sitting on the ground right now. We're going to put it back up in a month or two. We had a tornado come through here and take it down. So off Galway, I know where you are. My family is from County Cork, and they have some things in the museum in Dublin. Anyway, I'm running, my exciter is the FTDX 101, Mike Papa. I'm running about 1,200 watts. and you know what my antenna situation is. And I'm on the top of a hill. It's called War Hill, where the Cherokee Indians fought the Creek Indians in a war. Right where my house is now standing, at the top of this hill, War Hill in Georgia. So your VPN on fiber sounds real good. Sounds very good indeed. I've got a pair of Yaesu 101 mic Papas here. I use one on 40 and one on 20. But of course they're all bands, but it's easy for me to change bands with having two radios. I also have in the shack listening to you my good friend Bert from PJ4KY, and he came up here to help me with my 40-meter antenna. So there you have it, Mike. It's nice to hear you so loud. I don't know if we've worked on 40 meters or not. I do not have my electronic log turned on. EI0CLW6, Kentucky Whiskey.
Yes, okay, Peter, okay, not a problem there. And Buenos tardes to Papa Julius 4 Kilowatt Yankee. Buenos tardes, mi amigo. Okay, no problem there, Peter. Yeah, nice business, nice contact, got all that stuff. And you certainly have a great interest there in your antennas and put a fair amount of effort in. And of course, it pays off there. And that's where you got to put the effort in. I'm a great believer in the antenna system, and I put more into the antenna systems here than I do into the radio every day of the week. As long as I have the time for it. Of course, I'm just a young lad, Peter, 81 years young, as you've probably heard. And semi-retired from my business, really involved a bit in many aspects of it because it's hard to just completely extract yourself. So I end up being called in for this, that, or the other all the time. And I enjoy it as well. I enjoy it because I like challenges. And it's just such a nice thing. It keeps the brain active, and a new challenge is always to be conquered. Is always, it's not just something you dive into if you're interested and excited about things and new ideas and something somebody wants which hasn't been done before, or they think it hasn't been done before. It probably has been. Somebody else did it, of course, but yeah, it might be the first time around for me or somebody else. But it's very, very, very interesting. So there you go, Peter. I don't care on the Papa Julius 4 Kilowatt Yankee. I presume he's up there from Brazil, maybe. And if so, nice to I think it's Brazil. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. But PY is anyway. I think PJ must be also. So that's what it is. We have many people, by the way, from Brazil in Ireland. It's a huge population of Brazilian people. And I should have used Boa Tarde instead of Buenos Tardes, by the way. I forgot that it was not Spanish. It's Portuguese. So I should have said Boa Tarde. And my apologies there. So anyway, Peter, I signed on this one. I'll say 7-3, you and your buddy there. I hope you have great fun with the 40-meter antenna getting back up and up very soon. I have a lot of fun with that, and I certainly hope I work through the winter. Now, I have no problem with the floating to the States of 40 meters, just like we're doing it here in the correct conditions. Once we get the darkness across the Atlantic, of course, it's dawdle. Even prior to that, when you're on the glimmer of daylight, I can still do it. But in the full daylight between the two of us, generally not possible. Whiskey 6 Kilowatt Whiskey, EI0 Charlie Lima, over.
Yes, okay, Michael. EI0 Charlie Whiskey, W6 Kentucky Whiskey. Very fine indeed. First off, Bert, Papa Japan 4 Kilo Yankee is Bonaire. The island of Bonaire used to be the Dutch West Indies. So he's in the Caribbean, not too far from the South American coast, maybe 100 miles or so in the southern Caribbean. And I was going to comment on something else. I know. On my 80-meter Yagi, that was on a 76-foot boom at 165 feet. My 40-meter Yagi here, the 4-element 40, is on a 48-foot boom. Just like this 5-element is also on a 48-foot boom. So that's the antenna rundown. If you look at my webpage, you can see what I've done with antennas. I don't have any photos, however. Michael, I'll let you go.
You certainly have a strong signal. You're hanging. Once you put the amplifier on, you're hanging in there at S9 with no preamp on my Yaesu. So 73. Good evening to you. I hope to see you again. I certainly would like to see you on 40 meters when we get that antenna back up. And by the way, on 75 meters from California, I have 353 countries, and was the first station in the world to work all zones on 75 meters. Anyway, 73, good evening to you, Michael. And by the way, you're just a young squirt. I'm 82 years old. EI0CLW6KW.
Okay, it's a beautiful copy there again, Peter. Well, you sound like a very young 82, and I think you'll be going on for another 82 the way you're going. I'm certainly have the ambition to do as much as I can anyway. None of us want to go, because you go, you're gone. As you know yourself, there's nowhere to go. Stay on the right side of it as long as you can. So very good indeed. No point in trying to transmit there when you can't move your fingers, toes, or anything else, or even worse, the brain. But great stuff, yeah. And I was certainly looking forward to working with 40 already during the winter time. And that's a great score there. I don't know how many countries I've worked on the band. Well, I think it's a long time. I did license them out of 67, this one. I was on for 10 years before that under Echo India 4 Alpha Lima. An Army Signals mentor of mine who let me use his station. So from 57 to 67, that's what I was doing. Mainly Morse code, RTTY, and a little bit of voice. First of all, AM and then iBand. And then I was lucky enough to get my own. Well, I just went and got my own license, and I had the CW. No problem with that. And a lot of fun since. And as I spent my whole life in radio, in commercial radio. But having said all that, this thing will never leave me. I have the greatest love or contact like this that you can ever imagine. And especially here on 20 meters, and especially down below 200 there, where I seem to meet some extremely, knowledgeable people on your side of the pond there, Peter. 73 and very best wishes. Thank you for the shot. I appreciate it. Hello again. I don't know what his name is there from the Caribbean or what his language he would speak natively. If a different one, maybe Dutch. When I have no Dutch, I have a bit of German, but no Dutch. I could say Guten Abend and Auf Wiedersehen and all those kind of things for PJ4KY. But now I got a kind of a Dutch or a Dutch call sign, a Netherlands style call sign. You understand that? Okay, Peter, 73 and very best wishes again from the Atlantic coast here. Whiskey, whiskey, with your friend there, PJ4KY. I hear all here. Cheers, Peter.
Yes, okay, Michael, fine business. They speak Dutch in the Netherlands, and they speak Dutch in Bonaire, but they also speak a lot of English down there. So there you have it. And it's his fifth time visiting me up here in the hills of Georgia. 73, Michael, a pleasure. I hope to see you again. And by the way, EI6 Sugar, you may remember him because he was very active on 80 meters, 75 meters, and I used to work him regularly, almost every night from California on the 80 meters. And EI7, I can't remember his call, but he was very active too. Anyway, good night to you. Have a pleasant evening, Michael, and thanks for picking me up. I hope to see you again. EI0CLW6KW. Bye-bye.
Okay, Peter. Well, I have to tell you that George is a very, very personal friend of mine, EI6 Sugar. Echo India 6 Sugar. And Echo India 8 Hotel, EI8 Henry Pat. And 3 AB. All those guys, I work with them, 3 Zulu and people like that all the time. Fantastic people there. They came from the A and B's. Pat had a background in Marine. He was an ex-radio Marine, although what they call here an ex-RO, an ex-radio officer Marine. George was in the automotive business, fabulous. Originally from Northern Ireland, moved down to the south of Ireland there to Cavan, the county Cavan. He used to say Cavan. And he was a fabulous fellow too. He passed away not that long ago, but one great guy, and I enjoyed him. I think I sold him a lot of gear, believe it or not, a lot of equipment back over the years. The I6 Sugar. I'll never forget him. Cheers, Pat. Thank you for mentioning his name there. It's great to hear that he's still remembered. 73, all the best, Peter. Bye-bye now.
Yes, okay, Michael. Yes, I talk to George all the time. He would always pick me up, even though the East Coast was a wall in front of me going into Ireland on the short path. But I also worked George on the long path in the evening for Ireland. All right, you take care. Enough said. Thanks for picking me up. It's wine and cheese time, so we must QSY to the to the parlor for our wine and cheese. And yes, Bert is his name, and he's originally from Netherlands, but he's been in Bonaire for 30 plus years, I think. 73, Michael, and thanks again. EI0CLW6 Kentucky Whiskey.
That's okay. Cheers, Peter. Cheers, Doug. Sorry, best wishes again from our end. Bye-bye now.
Okay, cheers and beers.
Sierra Delta Hotel. Sierra Delta Hotel.
CEO, please stop.
Yeah, hi, whoever said hi.